time for everybody to jump on.
Okay.
These things usually last about an hour. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's more than fine. I got nothing to do. I'm in a hotel in Clarksburg with nothing to do. I said our JV team's playing, and my son's playing at Brook right now, but they're getting killed. So
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get it going.
this is pretty nice, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, we're live. Thank you, everybody, for joining the podcast interview today. Today's special guest is going to be the one and only Eric Hayden, the head coach at Oak Glen. Thank you for coming on, Coach. How's it going?
Pretty good. Thank you for having me, man.
Hey, thank you for joining us. We talked a little bit before we went live, and you said you're in Clarksburg working. So, how's that going with hotel life and all that?
Uh, it's not bad. It is what it is. Just started a new gig, so you gotta go through training. We're down here for 3 days, and so our boys are at home getting after it. Had a cancellation against Brook this week, and our JV team's playing right now. So we got Madonna tomorrow, so we'll get after it.
Good deal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking on Game Changer with that Madonna game. I've got some ties still with that school, so I always keep up with some of the players and some things like that. I know one of their better players ended up leaving and went to somewhere in PA, I guess, is where Griskovich went.
Yeah, Colton's a great player. He's a very good friend of my oldest son, and he's actually back at Madonna. He had
Oh,
an
okay,
arm injury, unfortunately, up there. So he's actually back at Madonna, and
nice.
hoping that we get to see some good things out of him. Love Colton like a son. So I mean, I know
Yeah,
him very well. I believe he may be eligible this week. I'm not sure exactly when, but I know he is back at Madonna, and like I
okay,
said, we're looking for some good things out of him. Definitely. I've known him since he was about 10 years old. So,
yeah.
um,
I know.
unfortunately, he hopefully doesn't get his first game against us.
Right. I know between him and David Connors, I've got a pretty good rapport with both of them two players, just being in and out of that Mac building for as many years as I was.
Yeah,
So yeah,
both great kids.
absolutely, absolutely. So little introduction about yourself. How long have you been coaching? Where'd you play college ball at? Just give us a little introduction.
Okay, so I've been coaching since I was 19. I started at Weirton Post 10 under Bill Magnone,
Okay.
who was the coach at Bethany College. I was there for about 5 years. Then I went to West Liberty and coached under Coach Bo and Coach Burkle. And
Okay.
I've been at Oak
Nice.
Glen for about 8 years now as a assistant for 2 and the head guy for about 6. I was at where I played at Ware High. I was on the '04 state title team, '05 runner up. Um, Also played a year at Bethany and 4 years under Coach Bo at West Liberty. So I had a pretty good career. I'm very proud of what I did when I was playing, and hopefully now helping the youth out and helping them get to the next level and have them have the opportunity to play in college.
Absolutely. Now you said you were a part of that '04 team that won state. I got an assistant coach, Marino, that is with me, kind of bouncing around. And yeah, you hear y'all have like a day that coming up where y'all are all going to be meeting up and
Yeah,
having.
April 20th, We're High is gonna it's our 20-year reunion, so we're hoping to have most of those guys come back. Um, yeah, It's been 20 years. That was a great team, great time going through it. We were young. We only had one senior on that team, so it was a little shocking that we got there. I'm not sure we actually knew what we were accomplishing.
Right.
Um, but we did get it done. It was a great time, and
Oh, I
I'm
bet.
looking forward to seeing those guys. A lot of lifelong friends, a lot of good baseball play then.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said that you didn't really know what y'all were accomplishing in '04. So in '05, when you went back and you didn't, repeat, did that kind of like hit you in the gut a little bit to know what y'all didn't really know what you were doing the year before?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you get back, and you don't finish, it definitely is a gut punch. A great team from Logan, West Virginia beat us. That a kid that got drafted by the Braves that they threw against us in the title
Oh,
game, and he
nice.
handled us pretty good. But a great story about that '05 team. We were at John Marshall for a regional final game against a regional semi against Magnolia with the great Dave Caesar, and
Oh, geez.
they had us down 4-5, and we had a rain delay, and it kind of woke us up. And the great We're High legend Joe Katroki hit a walk-off bomb that sent us to the
Oh,
regional
nice.
final, which we walked through, and then I ended up beating Shady Springs in the semis, and we fell short, I think 7-4 in the final. So I mean, we didn't finish the way we wanted to, but it was still a great ride.
Yeah.
Some great athletes on that team.
So, what was more memorable? Your '04, your '05, or your great season that you had last year? What was? I mean, how does that? Which one? How do they all add up?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Um, Definitely, I think being a player, will always top it. But the run we did last year was something special.
Yeah,
Um, Going into last year, I don't think there was a soul in the state that would have seen us in the winning the sectional. Um, those kids bought in. They worked their butt off, and they did something special. I mean, and that's kind of what we want to build at Oak Glen. We know we're not always going to be the most athletic team on the field,
yeah,
but we know if we execute and we believe in what our strategy is in our program, we believe we can compete and beat anybody that we play.
absolutely. I mean, it's a mindset thing. If you don't have the mindset and the philosophy that go along with it, then you're not going to be there. So, tell me about this. I'm going to pull up something. I want you to tell me about this moment right here and how you felt, because this right here sums everything up, in my opinion. I mean, you can't see Coach right now, but Coach is going to be right here. And just watch how this goes. This is exciting. I love this. Look at the arm swing. Did you get Tommy John after that? Look
Uh,
at the oh man, that's awesome.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I love every team that I've coached. I've been lucky and blessed to have great kids, but that group last year, they did something special. I mean, they really did. They embodied everything that we talk about as
Yeah,
coaches, and that I don't not only at Oak Glen, but I believe everywhere. I mean, the kids bought into the program. They worked their butts off, and they earned it. They earned every bit of what they got there. So,
absolutely.
I mean,
That was
that
exciting to
moment
watch.
right there really just shows everything. I mean, the excitement, the joy, the the believe in the program. So, I mean, that's what we're trying to build. That's the standard that we're looking for in our
Well, you
program.
definitely had a statement year with that one, and that also brings kids in because I feel like West Virginia, can you bounce around like you can in Ohio, or like how does that work?
Well, West Virginia has the new transfer rule,
Okay,
um, where you get one free go at it. And to
okay,
be honest, just because of location where we're at, we don't get very many. You're not
yeah,
going to find very many kids that that transfer into Oak Glen, and it's not because it's not a great place. That's not what I'm
it's
saying.
kind of it's like it's stuck. Like you get Ohio, and then you get PA, and then it kind of just Like you've
Yeah,
got,
exactly,
you don't
exactly.
really,
So
yeah,
we don't really, I mean, we don't really have the circumference for kids to bounce around because I mean, if they don't come from Weirton up to north, if they don't come from Ohio or PA, we really don't have that many transfers. So we really have to talk about building within. So
right,
we have a middle school team that they're in their second year, but before that we hadn't had a pony team in over 8 years.
oh wow,
So we're really building from within. We got a guy there, Jana, who does a great job with them.
yeah, I know
Um,
Jando pretty well.
yeah, he's doing a great job with them, and we're really building within. And the next couple classes we have come through, we got some ball players. So I
Yeah,
mean, we
do
have some
you
talent coming,
do
and
you ever get guys from PA to come down by chance? Like if say you Beaver, they
since I've been there, unfortunately not. Now in the past maybe,
yeah,
but we don't get very many transfers in. And like I said, it's not because it's not a great place, because we got great people, we got great teachers, we got great principals, we got great administrators. It's a great place to be. It's just unfortunately our location, we don't
yeah,
get very many transfers.
I
Now
get
in
it.
the middle of the state with the new transfer rule, they're eating it up. You look in
Oh, I bet.
Morgantown, you look in Charleston. I know when I went to the meeting, they were talking about they had somewhere in 400 transfers,
Oh boy.
which is crazy.
Yeah, I
So
know that area between Bridgeport and Morgantown. Just with travel baseball, I know they put out some really good teams with the Morgantown Bombers and the Redbirds, and all the teams that they have in that little stretch there. So I know they play some good ball, especially
yeah,
down in Hurricane. They play good ball down there too.
yeah, Hurricanes another top notch program. They're big right now. They're considered 3A
Okay.
high school ranks, and they're there every year. You pick up the paper around June 1st. 9 times out of 10, you're going to see Hurricane in the state title.
Yeah.
So,
Oh wow. Well, let's talk about this 2023 team again. Like I said, I know for a fact, I seen Hunter Rhodes finally hit his first collegiate home run. Tell me a little bit about the players that did move on and where they're at, and who you had returning from that 2023 squad.
so the guys that left were definitely leaders. Hunter Rhodes and Jared Hissam they went to Bethany.
Okay.
Hunter is succeeding in baseball. I believe he's playing every day for them. He did just hit his first bomb. Jared, I believe, he is more on the basketball side now,
Okay.
from what I understand. So he's doing a little bit of that, but you'll see Jared around. Um, a kid that was on that team that was a big part that he actually works with our middle school and is working around town is Chase Patterson.
Okay.
He was one of our dogs down the stretch. So he's working with our middle school and he's working around. You can catch him in Chester. A couple guys that we have returning that were big parts were Robbie Carter, Preston Cole, Tyler McKay, and Ty Patterson. They're going to be big parts that are returning. We got a couple sophomores that are returning. Is Maddox McKay. So we got some. We're very very young, and when I say young, I mean baseball IQ young.
Right.
So you might pick up the paper and see Oak Glen play anywhere from 4 freshmen and 3 sophomores at sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a part of the rebuild process. Some years you're going to be senior heavy, and then you're going to have to rely on your junior high and JV coaches to then prep the players below to get on board. That way they're ready to hit that varsity level, running full steam ahead instead of trying to, reteach everything all over again. I feel like that's kind of like one of the things that we're going with right now in our junior high program is, we're having to go all back to basics and just kind of, go back down and, reteach some things that we probably shouldn't have to reteach. But, in order to succeed, you have to go back to where it all started, and that's the basics. And we're slowly working on that and getting better at that. Every week we get better, so that's nice. But definitely would like to be able to work on a little bit more of an advanced
Yeah.
fielding stuff and different techniques and different things. But it is what it is. Um, Now, what about Goodland? I'm friends with his uncle, so I don't. Is he back on there, or did he graduate?
And I don't mean to forget him because Colton was. I don't. He knows I love him, and I don't mean to forget him. But Colton is he's actually, I believe he's working in as an electrician,
Okay.
but was a huge part of that run as well. He held down the outfield for us, could go get anything for us in center field. He swung it late in the year. He swung it a lot better, but Colton's a very big part of that team last year.
Yeah. Now let's move on to 2024. You're 1-1 on the season, like you said. You kind of you've had 2 games right now. You lost to Madonna, and I'm pulling up your schedule now. Let's
Yeah.
see. Share screen. Bam. Look at this. I'm getting good with this, dude. So you lost to Madonna 11-4, but then you bounced back and you beat Weir 11-9. Brooke got canceled, and then you got Madonna tomorrow, and then you got Clay Battelle for a doubleheader on Saturday, and then you come down to us here in Toronto that following Monday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a 4 Clay Battelle. I mean, I don't know about them this year. I know last year they weren't really where they probably wanted to be, but they seem like they're not afraid to schedule some big teams to come play. So a little 4-game stretch. Creek's going to be tough. So 5 games, 3 out of the 5 look pretty tough. What are your expectations for the next year, as this year coming up, as far as like season wise, and some teams that you have marked on the calendar that you're looking forward to playing?
Yeah. Our schedule's always pretty tough. It's not. I mean, it's a good schedule, and we try and prepare our kids for the end of the year.
Yeah.
By no means are we overlooking anybody, but we want to be our best at the end of the year. So we have Madonna first, and then we have Clay Battelle. So I mean, we're gonna get after those guys, and then next week we got you guys in Creek. Pretty much, we're just trying to teach this team to compete. If I can be
Yeah.
just honest, like I said, we got some freshmen, we got some sophomores. We don't have a junior in the program, so we're really teaching how to compete. As you know, we're not the biggest school, so we don't have a lot of arms. So we have to stretch those arms out a little bit
Yeah.
um, to get through some of these weeks. So we're building some arms right now and things like that. So we're gonna go and compete. That's really all I can be honest and
Yeah.
tell.
So
Um,
what is your process in stretching out the arms? I know, like, doing a couple of bullpens and different things like that, but what is your process of getting your 4 or 5 pitchers that you have that you're going to lean on consistently? What's your progress to getting them stretched out?
so I mean, we start with and then in the fall, in the winter, we lift. We lift with them, and then we start some long toss, things like that. And then when it comes to the season, we just really be careful with them because early it's cold, so we
Yeah.
don't want to tear any arms up. We get them somewhere around 60 to start the season, and then we go from there. Really, just trying to build arm strength and things like that. Like I said, uh, uh, we got a couple young arms, a couple veteran arms, but we don't have a plethora of arms, which is
Yeah.
kind of unfortunate. So we're really working on developing and hoping that those arms develop to where at the end of the year we can rely on them.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, last year you said you had a late push, y'all, and it clicked for you late. Um, so what are your expectations for the year? You're just going to play it week to week and just kind of see how it plays out.
Um,
Rely on. some of your younger guys to build up? Like, what's your process
Yeah,
with this one?
we're definitely going to build young guys. I mean, the guys that are coming back, they basically put their stake in the road. They know what we expect.
Yeah.
So our older guys know what we expect. We're going to try and build these younger guys up to understand what the standard is in our program. So I
Absolutely.
mean, and it's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's tough to start. So that's what we're doing now. We're gonna push these guys a little bit. We expect a lot out of them, but we also love them. So I mean, we're gonna teach them. We're gonna push them hard, and we're gonna love them, and hopefully they understand what we want out of them, and we can get there at the end of the year. The great thing about baseball is everybody makes the tournament. I
Yeah.
know that I mean that might not sound the best, but that's the truth. So we're building for the end of the year
Right.
is what we're doing. So we're teaching these guys. We're gonna live with their mistakes, but we're gonna teach them, and hopefully by the end of the year, they're back where we want them, like so we can make that run.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it pretty spot on. I mean, as far as like you're gonna teach them hard, and then you're gonna pick them back up and love them, and then there may be a game or two where you have to jump on them again and kind of build them back down, and then you build them back up again. I mean, that's just they're young kids. That's something that coaches even and 8U coach pitch need to understand is that they're eight. They're not perfect. They're going to make mistakes. They're not going to get their gloves down. They're going to drop their hands. They're going to do all the things, and you can yell at them all you want to. Just build them back up. That way, they
yeah,
know that you're still loving for them, and caring for them. So that way, that they don't feel, scared to make a mistake. And I think that's
exactly.
half the issue. So you hit it square on right there with that one. Um, so you really don't really, your schedule. You don't really have teams that you're really kind of just looking out for. You're just going to play it and just pray that you can go game to game and just compete and battle and put yourself in a position at the end of the year to be successful.
Yeah.
So
I will say this: with the state of West Virginia and where we're located, we have to go after our sectional games. So I mean, those are the most important because you
okay,
can't be. I know we were the 4th seed last year and we got out, but that's a blessing. You know what I mean? But you really got to go after their sectional games because in the state, that's all they care about.
yeah,
They don't care that you beat or you beat this team or that team.
yeah,
And I mean, I mean, it kind of stinks because I mean, the OVC is important to us, but at the end of the year, we're playing for a West Virginia state title. So we have Frankfurt on our schedule that you could point out.
yeah. I
Um,
seen that.
the East Fairmont game, Grafton, we're high, of course. Those sectional and regional games, we hang our hats on those ones. And that's just the way it is. It's not that we're like I said, we want to compete every day and we want to teach our kids to go after every game. But those ones we really, really hang our hat on. We
Yeah.
got to have those ones.
Now I seen something on Facebook earlier today, and it was about high school kids calling pitches. Um, maybe not in the mid, beginning of the year, but towards the middle and towards the end. Do you allow your pitchers to kind of call their own game with shaking off, or just
We really don't, to be honest. One, we have both our catchers are freshmen, so
okay?
this year definitely not.
Yeah, I
Um,
understand.
Now I will say this: there'll be a time or two where if I have a veteran out there, one of our 2 veteran arms, I'll look at them and let them know that they're allowed to shake if they feel comfortable. In a big situation, I want them throwing their best pitch.
Right.
So if they don't feel comfortable with the pitch I call, they have the opportunity to shake and execute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Absolutely.
like we just talked about, they're kids. Is it a guarantee they're going to execute? No. But
Right.
I'm gonna give that athlete the opportunity to execute. So I mean,
Yeah.
because I trust him, I've
Absolutely.
been with him long enough to understand. Hey, I want to throw this, coach. I don't want to throw that. So later in the year, when like I said, with some of our older guys, we'll give them the opportunity to shake. But as of right now, we really take care of that only because we have two freshman catchers.
Yeah.
Now they're doing an excellent job. I'm not putting them down. They're just young.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So
There's something about when a freshman comes in and you have a senior, two seniors that can throw and they're off speed pitch. The fastballs, I feel like they're easy to catch because that's something that they've been doing their whole time. But when you start getting those sliders and slurs and curves and different things, the ball's moving now. Those pitches are hard to pick up because they're coming faster than what they think, and to be able to go out and throw that shoulder and put a block on a ball and keep it in front, or just to put a glove on some of these sliders that are breaking as fast as they are, that might be a lot for a freshman, but that's coaching, and that's where you're going to come in and make sure that they're ready to go. So I completely understand where you're coming from. Anybody on this 2024 roster, getting looked at recruiting wise, or
Preston Cole, I believe he'll have an opportunity to go somewhere. Tyler McKay, he has an opportunity depending on what he wants to do. He's Oak Glen's. He has a shot to be Oak Glen's valedictorian, so that always helps.
Yeah.
From the senior part, you got Ty Patterson. When he gets hot with the bat, he has a shot to play somewhere. We got some talent, so we got some kids that I'm probably missing somebody, and I apologize, but we got some kids that can swing it, can throw it, that may have some opportunities if things go right. And again, being in our area, you know how that goes.
Yeah. Now, you're a big ACBA guy. Like, you're down there for the conference every year. Tell me about that, because I say I'm going to go every year, and then I never can find time to go, whether it be just with my kids and family time. Tell me about it. Should I go? Should I really
You
put
definitely
time
should
aside
go.
to go?
It's worth it. The ABCA is excellent.
Yeah.
They're top of the line. Not only with the information that they put out, but the resources, the information, the inventory, as in like their reps that they put out for their venues.
Yeah.
Are awesome. And not only that, they're very good with. Yes, they have. They're the biggest. They're the big dog. They have all the Division I schools there.
Yeah.
But they treat you like you're somebody.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So you never know
Feel
that
like
you're
a little
just a high school coach,
Nice.
or you're just a travel coach. They respect you. They give you the opportunity to speak if you want to talk to somebody. It's excellent.
Nice.
When I can go, I go every year. I'll go every year as long as I can.
Nice. We'll have to talk and communicate and see what we can do to maybe go down together. It's in DC this year, so
yes,
it's a little closer.
Yeah, you can drive it, and it's worth it. It's worth it. I've been fortunate to go since I started at West Lib with Coach Bo.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I know I see Coach Perk there every year.
He tells me you don't. He tells me you don't ever go.
I believe I seen him in Chicago. It was in Dallas this year. I didn't catch up with him this year, but I definitely seen him in Chicago the past year.
Okay. Now, I know Ohio, they take all of their coaches at the beginning of the year and they have their regional meetings where everybody comes together and they bring in some college players and coaches to kind of like do some seminars and different things like that. Small venue. It's like a lower down ACVA type thing. Mm-hmm. Does West Virginia do the same thing where y'all kind of have a coaches seminar?
Not that I know of. And that's unfortunate, to be honest. It's going to sound like I'm probably bashing the SSAC, but that's something that we should do. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, some of our rules are so outdated. I just wish they would give more coaches an opportunity to be involved. Just for example, in our section play, like I said, we got 5 teams in our section. If you're in the winners bracket and you're a lower seed, and a higher seed comes out of the losers bracket, you got to go to their place twice. You don't even get a home game.
Oh wow.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, and that doesn't matter. I could even beat you. I might be 1-0 against you in the tournament, and I still got to go to your place
Just because they're the higher seed.
just because they're the higher seed. That just doesn't jive or make sense to me. And they
Now,
want you.
I do like your 3-game set though. I do like how once you get to a certain level, you get a 3-game set. Like I do kind of like that in a way, because you're not just going to rely on one pitcher to win one game. You got
Yeah,
to rely on your whole team to win. I like that y'all do that. But I
yeah,
definitely think that y'all dropped the ball with not having a seminar, because the one year that I went, I was able to take in all kinds of knowledge and different things like that. Plus, it was nice to see Coach Pert getting inducted into the Hall of Fame and kind of, be there for that. That was nice.
yeah. And there's a lot of good coaches in West Virginia. And one thing we all know about coaching is you're never too good to learn.
Absolutely.
So, in my opinion, something like a seminar, we could learn from each other. I mean, I know some guys don't like to share their secrets and things like that. to me, if you execute, it doesn't matter what I tell you.
Right.
I can,
Well,
I
and
can teach
also,
you.
you play against so many teams, and now with Game Changer, I think West Virginia has to use Game Changer now, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if somebody wanted to scout you and pick up on all these things, it's not hard with TikTok and YouTube, and somebody's going to find something that they like that mimics what this coach does, that doesn't want to say what they want, to not give all their secrets away.
Yes.
Everybody already knows the secrets. It's how well they can coach it and execute it with their own teams to take it for what it is now, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not hiding anything nowadays.
No,
Everything is out there for anybody to learn. You just got to find the right source.
exactly, and that's what I mean. So, and like I said, there's a ton of good guys. There's a ton of good guys in West Virginia that some of our young coaches that maybe just getting in could learn from. And I'm not. I mean,
Absolutely.
and like I just said, we all know you can always learn. Like I learned something every time you go out, you learn something. So
Yeah.
that's a great point. I don't know why we do it, and if we do it, I need to get involved because I didn't know about it. But from my
Yeah.
understanding, we do not do that.
Well, we're gonna have to send this clip to them and see what we can do to get that out there for you.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And now this next question, I always ask every coach, every parent. I always ask them, how do you handle your parents during the season? Do you rely on your players more? Your contract for the parents to like stay away. Like how do you manage your players and parents?
So we do have a contract, and our contract states that for 2 hours they're my kids. So
I
basically,
like it.
I'm just asking you for 2 hours to be a single parent or a no kid parent and
Yeah.
understand that those kids are ours. Um, we definitely I do not talk to parents about playing time unless it comes to my AD and I
Yeah.
have to. But uh, the kids are expected to come to me, talk to me, and to be honest, I'm just going to be honest with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand they're young men, and I'm not going to disrespect them because I don't want them to disrespect me. But
Right.
I'm going to tell you the truth, what you need to
Absolutely.
do, and what we expect you to do.
Do you think the kids nowadays are a little softer? So like you have to kind of like watch how you say things, even if they're questioning you, or can you just go straight old school and just kind of like tell them the hard way and expect them to be like, reciprocating of that?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
They're not I'm not going to call them soft, but they're definitely not made like we were. I'm
No
just going to be
comment.
honest.
Yeah, we're just gonna. Okay.
So they're
Yeah, no,
not,
I
you know what I
get it.
mean? So
Yeah,
it's
and
they're
and
not
every
they're not
player's.
made the way we were, but I won't call them soft, but it's so I do a little bit of both. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you the truth, but after I tell you the truth, I'll also tell you what you do well, and then
Okay,
probably
I
tell
like it.
you what what I expect you to do to get better.
Nice.
So I
I like
mean,
that. I can appreciate that. I mean, I think that's a legit, reasoning behind everything and explaining that to them. I mean, they should understand that. And
yeah,
when the kids tell the parents should understand that as well. So I mean, A, he told me why I wasn't starting. B, he told me what he wants me to do to get better. And C, he told me what I do really good so I can still continue to work on that as well and hone in on my craft
yeah.
while getting better at the same time. So no, I appreciate that. That's great. Um, so you also have a travel ball team too. You have like what, 3 teams this year?
We jumped up to 4 teams. We have a
Four
10U,
teams.
a 12U, a 13U, and a 14U.
Okay. And
Um,
how's that going?
it's going. It's it's a little rough. As in the aspect of getting kids to commit. Um, it's a little different than what it is. We're not. I'll be honest. My organization. We're not the Outlaws. We're not. We're not Pittsburgh. The Diamond Dogs. When you come to us, you're gonna get more one on one, but you're not gonna get the glam and the glory right now.
Right.
It's year 2. Um, if you want to get better, you're looking for us. You know what I mean? You want to get better, you want to look for us. If you want to be on a team and just say you're good and collect trophies and play and
Hey now.
maybe get 1 or 2 at bats.
Hold on now. Hold on now.
No, 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 I don't mean that. What I
No,
mean,
I know. I'm just giving you this.
no, 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 no. I mean, you understand where I'm coming from.
I absolutely. I
There's a
mean,
lot of kids
yeah.
out there that want to be on the Diamond Dogs or BV, and I'm not bashing these organizations. What I'm trying to explain is they might be 8th or ninth on that organization and bat once or twice,
Yeah.
and they could be 3 or 4 with us and help us get to that level.
Right. No,
But
I
there's
get
going to
it.
be some work to it.
Absolutely. And I think that's where some of this stuff has been missed in the long haul. Because, like you said, a lot of people revert back to then going to BV or to the Outlaws or Diamond Dogs or wherever the case may be, and they miss that whole working part of it. Like you have to work to get to that level, and if you're not afraid to work and take the hits, as a new organization and go, I think what my 10U team went, I think 10 and 14 last year. 11U team pretty much did the same, and the 12U team that's this year they went 14, 14 and 2. So I mean, but we that 12U team they played a lot of good tournaments. They're just a little bit tiered up above the other 2 teams, just talent wise. But the other 2 teams, they work better or they work harder, in my opinion. And I think that's where the key thing is the training and the working. You can't just go to practice and put in your 2 hours with the coaches and then not go home and then throw a baseball with your mom and dad or hit in your little cage downstairs in your tees and different things like that. You still got to take that home
Yeah.
and continue to work.
And I don't mean, and I know you understand where I'm from, but to clarify for the people that are listening, what I mean is if you're a top tier kid, go play for them. I don't
Absolutely.
mean that.
Yeah.
Like if you're a kid that is established, you can play, things like that. Go play for them because you deserve that. You
Right.
understand the game. You deserve that. And I'm not there yet. I'm be honest. I'm not there yet. Would I
Yeah.
love to have those kids? Yes. But there's no
Absolutely.
reason for you to take a step down to play for me. But what I'm saying is, if you're a kid that's trying to be that kid or get to that kid, we're the best organization. We're one of the best organizations for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because we're gonna look to develop you and push you and teach you. You're not gonna get. I don't believe you're gonna get that playing for BV Black or
Right.
BV White. And like I said, no disrespect to them. And I could be
No.
totally wrong, but that's the
I
way.
mean, I mean, we can go down this hole because we're not saying stuff that people in this valley haven't already said out loud that they probably know of anyways. They're established, so they're going to replenish every year. So it
Yes.
doesn't really matter. But you're right. The rumors are that if you're not on the red team, you don't get the quality of coaching. Not saying that they don't get coached, they just don't get the attention that the red players get.
Exactly.
Therefore, if you are on that black or the white or whatever, and you're, a 5 or 6 guy there, there's always an opportunity to come play for a lower end travel team that is looking for a stud to come in and be that guy for that organization. A, you're getting more reps. B, you're starting to get more confidence because you're getting the attention that you thought you deserved there. And it's not just BV. That's Outlaws. That's Diamond Dogs.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
So I don't want to just call out Beaver Valley. It's everywhere. Those top-notch organizations. So,
Yeah.
um,
And like I said, you made it perfect. We're not trying to call out. It's awesome. Like those teams are great, and we're
yeah.
not. And I'm not trying to disrespect them because they took their knocks. They
Oh,
deserve to
for
be
sure.
there. They
Yeah.
deserve.
I think this is Beaver Valley's 30 plus something year. And they've set records at Cooperstown for 12U for most home runs, most wins,
Exactly.
most everything. Like they just own
Yeah.
all the records up there. So they have the right to do what they do.
Exactly. Exactly. We're just saying that maybe if you're playing BV white or you're playing diamond white or gold or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you are
In the area.
and you're their seventh hitter, we feel like we deserve an opportunity.
Absolutely. And we have that right to then, not steal, because I don't want to say steal, but I guess that is the word.
Yeah.
Put a bug in the parents' ears and be like, hey, he would fit in with our organization really, really well because, we're looking for this hitter or we're looking for this pitcher, utility player, whatever. And he would be that guy for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I get it. Where's your big tournaments at this year for travel?
We're like I said, with it being year 2, we're kind of staying. I don't want to say local, but we're around the area. We're
Okay.
in Monroeville, up at Trafford 2 or 3 times. We go to the Glaciers in Youngstown. We go to Bridgeport twice, and then we end in Charleston, West Virginia.
Okay.
So we don't we to be honest, like I said, it being year 2, we're not ready as an organization to put all the pressure on those kids and go to those bigger areas yet.
Yeah.
Soon as
No, I
when
get
we
it.
feel like we have the kids and the organization is established, that might be something we look into.
Yeah.
But we don't want to put that pressure on those kids and go somewhere and get beat maybe 50 to nothing or whatever. Because
Yeah.
these organizations are ruthless, which they should be.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to point differential and different things like that to figure out if you're going to be a 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed on Sunday, I think some tournaments cap it at like +8 or -8. So I feel like that's good where, maybe they can kind of shut it down at 12 just because they hit that run differential. But no, you're right. If they have the opportunity, these teams they're gonna put it on you, and you can't really make an excuse because you should be able to stop them if you're in that tournament, make the plays as
Exactly.
well. So I know last year I say it's year 2 for the Yetis. Unfortunately, I feel like it's actually like year 4 or 5 just because that team has been with me for so long.
Yeah.
We went to Destin last year. The first day was an eye opener. I think we got beat by like 6 and 8 runs there. And then we kind of settled in and lost by 3 runs. We tied a team. We won a game. And then we lost the last 2 games or something by like 1 run each.
Yeah.
And those were teams from Houston, Tennessee, and Florida and Georgia, like all over. So to go down there and only have 1 bad day out of the 4, I feel like we did really well.
Yeah.
The other teams competed. There were some games that got away from them, of course. Obviously, you're not going to be perfect down there. They had some games get away, but the 10U 9U team that we took down there won a game in pool play, so that was nice. And then they competed and kind of like lost the lead in a couple of games. The 10U team lost some leads in the last inning. They just couldn't put it together the whole time. But I feel like they got to see a level of competition that you just don't see up here. And,
Yes.
and I'm not saying everybody needs to go to Florida, because you can get it in Tennessee and Myrtle Beach and Shipyard, South Carolina. You can go to those places and get it as well. I just feel like when we went down there, we didn't really have an expectation per se. We just wanted to go down there and see where we stood competitively wise, to know where we needed to go as an organization at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it was an eye opener, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's we're just, in my opinion, we're not ready for that. Hopefully
yeah,
by year 4 or 5 we are. And to be honest, that's why I started the organization, because it is an eye opener. I'm hoping that these kids, by the time I get to that point, can
yeah,
understand that you're not competing only with the kid in West Virginia or only
right,
with the kid in the OVAC. There's
yeah,
millions of kids playing baseball, and everybody wants a spot.
yeah,
So I mean, you
and
have to understand that you're competing every day against everybody. So I
correct.
mean, and that I
And I
mean,
mean,
we talk about it, but till they see it, it's a different animal.
oh yeah, I know we talked to a couple of coaches down there and was like, how many games have y'all played this year? And they were like, oh, this is like, we went down in the middle of June, and they were like, oh, this is like our 50th game, 50 or 55. And I was like, oh, I mean, that's okay. I get it. Warm weather. You probably started in March, whatever. And he was like, yeah, we probably played like 150 games total in a year. And I was like, 150 games? I was like, do your kids like play any other sport? Do they play basketball? Do they, like what's going
Yeah,
on? Football? And they were like, yeah, I mean, but we play, 40, 35, 40 something games in the spring. And then we play, another 40, 50 in the summer. And then we play another 35, 40 in fall. And then another 30 to 40 in the winter. And I was like, Jesus,
yeah,
give them a break. Like,
yeah.
that's a lot of arm fatigue.
Yes, yeah, and that may be overdoing it. I mean, but those kids are prepared for that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, not saying that they're right or wrong, and to us that's a lot. To them, that may
Oh,
be
yeah.
normal. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
I mean, I
To me,
grew up down
I would
south.
never play a 9-year-old that much.
No, no, heck no. I mean, I grew up in Dallas, so I mean,
Yeah,
did we play year round? Yeah, but I feel like we didn't really play during football season, because God forbid you play another sport during football season in Texas, like you're shunned.
yeah,
Like
exactly,
you're
exactly.
not allowed back in the state, if you're doing that. I mean, it's probably better now, than what it was in the '90s, whatever. But yeah, I don't even think we played winter ball. I just think once spring came around, like that's when we started hitting it really hard. And then we played until August. And then once football started, everything felt like it shut down,
Yeah,
So I don't,
yeah. Like I
I
said,
just feel like
I
you,
don't think I would force anybody, or not. I don't want to say force. Even if they wanted to play, I don't believe that I would, like a 9, 10, 11, 12 year old. 150 games is outrageous.
I agree. And the
Um,
Facebook here, more than likely, they've got a large roster. I would probably say so. I mean, if you're going to do that
yes,
and play year round, you're going to have to have like a 13 or 14 player roster, just in case if somebody does have football or something like that going
yeah,
on, where you can have somebody fill in that gap. So I completely agree with the larger roster spot for sure.
definitely, definitely. I don't know if I would. I mean, like I said, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, they gotta have a life too. I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean,
I think I posted it on Facebook. How many minutes do you give a day for working out and then for Fortnite or video games? I for Braxton, I make him. We started it today because I got a little upset. Hence the Facebook post about Fortnite.
yes,
We're dedicating now, not just a hitting routine where you give me 10 minutes of hitting. It's now you're going to have to do your hitting stuff, the three drills that I gave you. You're going to have to do your three drills, and then now you got to do some type of weightlifting program. So, I bought you a dumbbell set. Like, go down there and start getting your curls and your push-ups and getting that weightlifting going, because you're going to need to start that process anyways. So,
yeah,
before you play video games, your homework comes first. You get your workout in, and then you're free to do whatever you want to do as long as your grades are where they need to be.
Yeah, and grades are huge, especially I mean anybody who has played at a high level in baseball knows that if you got grades, you got an opportunity to get a scholarship. Because
Right.
baseball, whether we like it or not, unless you're in the SEC, you're in one of those big conferences, you're not getting a full ride. You got to have
Right.
grades.
And I think that should change too. I feel like with NIL, we should have baseball should be allowed to have more full ride scholarships, or be able to use the NIL to provide that top tier talent to be able to come into to that that complex and that facility to be able to play, and not offer just a 60% or a 70% for a top guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we know how our sport is. It's not only the most expensive and most time consuming. It's the least money, I guess, when you're talking not at a Division 1 level. It's
Yeah,
the money making sport because a lot of our facilities don't have gates. Let's just be honest. Where they're playing at, we just don't have gates for everybody
really.
to make sure that they pay to get in.
No, see, I didn't know that. I'll be honest with you. I've been so busy here in the last few years that I haven't made it to West Lib or Wheeling or even Bethany to see a game at all.
Yeah,
So I don't even know what Division 2 or Division 3 baseball is like around this area. I just been so
it's
busy. If it's not on Facebook Live, I don't really have time to go.
it's good baseball. Don't get me wrong. It's good baseball in my
Yeah,
opinion. Just for the fact that a lot of our kids are playing there and they're well coached. They're
yeah,
coming out well coached because of our area. I mean, you look in our area, we got a lot of good baseball coaches. So
I
I
agree.
mean, they're coming into Bethany, West Lib, Willing, and they have an idea of what they're getting themselves into. So I
Yeah,
mean, it's not so much that it's the universities, to be honest. I mean, like they're building these facilities, and if they don't build them with a gate, there is no revenue. Like I love the pit. The pit has a great hole for my heart, but so but there's no way for you to pay to go watching a West Liberty game.
yeah. Well, that's what this
You
Facebook
sit on
user
the
said
hill
here.
and
Open
you can
admission.
see anything.
Bethany D3 open admission. So there's no admission fees to help out the baseball program right there. I
Yeah,
mean, you could pay for parking too if there was a way to do that as well. So I mean, there's ways that they could make some money for the organization if they wanted to. I just, I don't know how that works, so I don't want to speak for them because I have no idea.
yeah. It's just. I mean, like I said, they build these facilities, or these facilities are already on campus, and there's just no way really to. It's not like I said. It's not the players or the coaches. It's just there's no way for them. Like you, Bethany, perfect example. They play at Bethany Park. Unless you close it off every day, like what I mean, like there's no way for you to make a mission. Same thing at
Right.
West Liberty. West Liberty, it's their ball field sits behind Hughes Hall. The parking is the dormitory parking.
Oh yeah.
So I
So
mean,
there's
like
no way to.
there's no way to really say, hey, are you here for the baseball game, or are you
Yeah, or
parking to
study
go
hall.
to your dorm?
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, did Oak Glen get turf now?
We were supposed to get turf this year, but it is, from my understanding, it will be put in the day we lose this year. When our season is
Okay,
over, they will start digging ground. Us and the softball team will have turf.
nice. No more rainouts for you guys because that field doesn't hold water very well at all.
No, it does not. It does not. The couple maintenance guys we got that are up there, they do an excellent job when they get the opportunity to do it. It's just it's the
It's a
drainage
lot.
has failed us. It's very, very bad. So and it's an all dirt infield, so we don't even get the benefit of some of the grass maybe soaking it up. So
Yeah.
it just when it rains, it sits there.
Oh man. So we're lucky where we practice at, not Toronto, but just for the Yetis. We have State Lake down there, where the old Edison Field down there
Yeah,
at State Lake, and it's a grass infield. And I mean, for the most part, I mean, the water drains phenomenally. I mean, there's a couple of soft spots in the infield, first base and behind third for the most part, but like, it drains. If you can get some lines and rakes on it to kind of like air it out a little bit within 2 or 3 hours, you should be good to go. So
That's
I
all.
do, I'm lucky to have, the state lake field down there to be able to do what we do down there. So it's nice. Um, Two more things before we get going. College calls. You get a call, they want to hire you as a coach. What position are they hiring you at? What's your specialty position coach that they're going to hire you as?
Um, I'm known for pitching, but I can do a little bit of everything. When I was at West Lib, I coached outfielders. I've done hitting, so I mean, most likely it would be a pitching job, but
Okay.
I'm pretty diverse, and like I said, I'm willing to learn. So
Yeah.
if a coach wants to
Well,
give me a ring, I gladly answer, and I can learn. I can
there
learn
you
your
go.
system. I can teach your system. So I'm pretty open.
Yeah. Now, I know Bethany's head coach. He left and took a pitching job at Jackson State, University. So, maybe Bethany needs a new pitching coach. I know a
Yeah,
guy.
that would be awesome. That would
Yeah.
be awesome.
Would you go straight to Division III and coach a Division III college, or would you want to look more for D2, or if you ever had the opportunity?
I believe you got to start somewhere. So I'm not. I would I would take an opportunity anywhere I could get it. To be honest, that's kind of my dream job. I've always wanted to get back into college.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of got spoiled, to be honest, because I kind of started there after Legion,
Yeah.
and I mean I love the way the college game is played. It's an everyday thing. It's a hustle. I love recruiting. I love meeting
Yeah,
kids and learning.
I think that would be the funnest part about it.
Yes,
Going from town to town, seeing the different high school teams play and talking to the players. I feel like
yeah, the
if there
relationships
was
you
something
make
I'd want to do,
recruiting.
it'd be that.
The relationships you make recruiting are endless. Like they never end, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, when I was at Bethany, when I was at West Lib, I recruited a couple kids, and I still have relationships with them.
Nice.
Still, they'll call me, Coach. Hey, how you doing? How's your team doing? Things like that. You never lose that relationship. So I mean,
That's awesome.
um, like I said, I wouldn't. It wouldn't matter if it was D3 or Division 1. I would, if there was an opportunity, I would definitely have. It'd be hard to leave Oak Glen,
Especially
but
getting turf.
but but that is something that I've always wanted to do. So it would be
Same.
if it's the right fit, I would have to really think about it.
Same. I feel you on that one. Now, here's my big question for you. Are you a one bracket guy or are you a multiple bracket guy?
For the NCAA,
Yeah.
uh, I'm a 2 to 3 guy.
You're a 2 to 3 guy. So who do you have winning your national championship this year?
I like UConn.
UConn, like everybody else?
Well, I have, and this is why I'm a 2 to 3 guy. I'm a big Arizona fan. I always have been. So I have Arizona in one. There you
Arizona.
go. I have Arizona
Arizona
in
for
one, and I
me.
have UConn in the other one. So
Nice.
I'm a big AZ guy. Always have been. My man Bibby.
There we go. We're back on it. There we go. So yeah, I got Arizona on that one. I tend to be a one bracket guy. It's so hard. When I was
It
growing
is.
up, I'd had 10 brackets and you'd have one for every single one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go homer on one pick. I'm gonna take A&M over Nebraska just because why not? It's one game, but for the
Okay.
most part, it's Arizona over Purdue in the final.
Okay.
That's
You
the
like
one I'm
Purdue?
rolling with.
You like
Yeah,
Purdue
I
to
mean,
get there?
I feel like Edie's gonna put it together and they're gonna do something there. So why not? Let's
Okay.
see if the big man can get it done.
I like it. I like it.
So, other than that, this next segment here is going to be sponsored by Corey's HVAC out of Toronto, Ohio. Service, repairs, installations. Call Corey at 740-317-3649. And these are going to be rapid fire questions for you, Coach. So it's pregame, and you're getting ready for a game. What's your go-to meal before the game?
Subway buffalo chicken.
So, all right. Now you're in the middle of the game, and you gotta have a snack to kind of hold you over. What's your go-to snack?
Probably seeds, some kind of seeds.
Now, if you're at a turf complex, you can't get the seeds. So, what do you switch it up to?
I switch it up. Probably beef jerky. One of those jerky sticks, something like that.
All right. Now we're just going to go along with the pregame stuff. So now, what is your pregame drink? Are you a Red Bull guy? You a Monster guy? You just a water, Gatorade?
Gatorade, the teal one. I'm not sure what it's called.
The Glacier, I think, or something
like
that?
Yeah, the teal Gatorade, yeah.
All right. Now the coach gets a walk-up song like all the players. What's your go-to walk-up song?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Probably Fabulous. I Can't Deny It.
All right. Okay. I like it. Now, here you go. Here's your last question. Would you rather beat your rival in a 3-game set in just a regular playoff game or win state?
Oh, man. I hate to lose. So I guess win state, because that means I beat them anyways.
Yeah. All right. That's true. All right.
But I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a Weir High guy. It does feel good to beat Weir High. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Coach. Well, that's the end of the interview today. I want to say good luck to you for the rest of the season. Go get Madonna.
We appreciate that.
Have a good session with Clay Battelle this weekend. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. We'll catch back up, in a few weeks and see how the season's going for you. And then hopefully maybe we'll see you around travel ball tournament somewhere, and we'll catch up.
Definitely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Hey, man, you're doing a good thing here. So
I appreciate it.
Keep it going. And thank you. Go Bears.
Hey, go Bears. Go Red Knights. Share the feed. Share the interview. If you know any other coaches that might be interested, shoot them my way, and let's see where this goes.
All righty, for sure.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.